In the last day and a half, at least 20 people have asked me about how to design for the market. Most people have experience in designing technology and tools, but very few have had experience in designing for the market, which in my experience is about 80% of the design challenge. This requires talking to the customers for the product, understanding their needs, understanding the price points, and understanding how to design an effective marketing and dissemination program and a business strategy to create a profitable business that is able to be scaled. So I think the best way to talk about this is to describe 3 actual examples of people I've talked to in the last day and a half. The first is a group of creative people who are developing marketable paper made from banana fiber, from the stalk on which the bananas grow. They feel that there is a rapidly growing market demand for organic fiber. They have looked at rag paper and making bags for department store goods. And they think that this is a very productive place for them to create organic paper made out of banana fibers and sell it to large stores. When I asked how the stores reacted to this product, they said, well, the reaction is good because they buy rag paper. I said, well, have you made some paper yet out of banana fiber? They said, no. I said, you cannot predict the market demand for paper unless you have actually made the product. The first part of creating a technology is the proof of concept prototype. You have to do what it takes to make a sheet 20 feet long and 1 meter wide of your banana paper. You have to make some bags like you think the stores will buy. You have to present it to a number of these stores, see what they will pay for it, see what they say about how attractive it is, and until you know the price that is attractive to them as customers, whether that price is the basis for a profitable business, you will never get anywhere. So make the paper, make some samples, go and take those samples to the target market, get your feedback, and then design a business plan which will make your company profitable, and then go back and design the paper that fits with all of those parameters. That's the first example. The second example is a company, again a creative idea. They want to sell solar lanterns to poor rural people, but to make it easier for the people to buy them, they want to lease them at 3 rupees a day. And they think that this is a much bigger market than trying to sell them, because poor people don't have money, and at 3 rupees a day a lot of people are willing to buy. So I asked them, how much does the lantern cost? Well, their system costs 1900 rupees. I said, even if it is on a lease, 1900 rupees is far too expensive for the average poor family to pay. Tell me more about the characteristics of this lantern. How much brighter is it than a kerosene lamp? Oh, about 12 times, they said. Well, this is very attractive, and for me, I wouldn't mind having a Rolls Royce either, but I couldn't, no matter what the payments are, I couldn't afford to pay for one. So I said that they have to talk to the customers for solar lanterns and see what trade-offs they can make in product performance that is still attractive to them as customers, that will bring the price down. For example, my own surveys of people who have used solar lanterns for a year in Kenya, which may be very different from India, suggests that all of the people who buy solar lanterns already have kerosene lamps. One of the things contributing to price is how many reserved days of light the lantern can store if for cloudy days. To make the lantern affordable, you can design it for 0 reserved days, because on cloudy days the customer will prefer to use a kerosene lamp rather than spend 1900 rupees for a lantern. The second thing is, in Kenya, about the sweet spot in the market was a lantern with brightness 3 times that of a kerosene lamp. That's not as attractive as 12 times, but it still provides great status advantages to people. And so if you bring the intensity of the light down, you bring the solar collector down, you bring the battery size down, my hunch is that 500 rupees is a sweet spot for a solar lantern in India, not 1900 rupees, but I didn't know. And I suggested to them that they go and do a number of interviews with potential customers for solar lanterns to see how they can bring that price down to make it attractive. The third example is another creative project. This is a gentleman from Assam who has formed a company that has trained small farmers to grow mushrooms and sell them in the market. It's fairly advanced. They are already selling a good volume of mushrooms. One small farmer in each area acts as a collection point for mushrooms from the other areas. But now his problem was a little bit different. His problem is he wants to now scale up to a much bigger number, and he wants to know how to raise money for a related nonprofit that could do the training. It takes about a year of training before a farmer can really grow these mushrooms well, and he wanted to form a separate nonprofit that would do the training so that he could scale up for the profit end. I said that the laws for relationships between nonprofits and for-profits are complicated in the U.S. I didn't know what the legal structure here was. He would find that out. But I said my preference is always to do everything on the private sector, and it is quite reasonable to set up a related nonprofit. For instance, companies that sell safe drinking water through kiosks often work with nonprofit organizations that provide education for people in the village about the relationship between illness and drinking bad water. So that's quite reasonable, and there are ways of doing that. However, I suggested that he consider the following. I asked him, what does it cost to train a farm family? He said, over the course of the year, 800 rupees. How much does a farm family make from growing mushrooms after that year? 30,000 rupees a year. So instead of setting up a nonprofit, why don't you provide the training, make a clear agreement with the farmer ahead of time that you will provide the training on credit, and in the second year, when he or she earns 30,000 rupees, he can pay the credit back. If it costs you 800, quote a price of 1,200 plus interest, and make money from training farmers, because it's reasonable to expect that anyone interested in earning new income of 30,000 rupees a year would be willing to execute a loan to pay 1,200 rupees in order to get that knowledge, and then make the farmer training a profit-making component of your business. All three of these examples are examples of design for the market. It is a field that people have little experience in, but it is absolutely critical. It is literally 3/4 of the design problem, whereas most of the attention in design is paid on how to design the technology. Good luck with your creative social enterprises, and particularly with learning more about designing for the market and contributing to the field about how to do it.